We were concerned that he was armed and dangerous. It was a violent escape.
Hello, thank you for tuning in. This is Mr. Maxwell. Today I want to tell a story about a young guy named Brandon Starks. Brandon Starks was raised in a single mother home. I did a little research and I wasn't able to find his father, but his father wasn't in the home. So the research I did was trying to find out what happened to his father, why he wasn't in the home and where his father was, which I didn't find. So he was in a single mother home. He stayed in and out of trouble. He ended up getting arrested on drug, theft, and a weapon charge. Now while he's in custody waiting on his trial date for these charges that he's facing, his mother is visiting him. Eventually his mother become involved with a security guard. So now his mother is having a personal affair with the security guard. So one particular day, Brandon Starks, they had a plan going on. The plan they came up with was for him to escape.
Him getting letters from Brandon and taking them out of the facility and giving them to her.
I was just thinking about my son just coming home and not thinking as a parent, as a mom, and I was thinking about all the time that he was going to get. My emotions got in the way.
Darlene, now fully invested in her son's escape plan, needs to find a getaway driver. She turns to Stark's half-brother, 19-year-old Curtis. Unlike his brother, Curtis has never been in trouble with the law.
It's kind of sad now that I think about it. I just talked to him and told him that his brother needed him.
We got in the van. I already knew it was going to be some people there waiting on him when we got to the clinic.
They approached him with the gun and the mace, put the gun to his head and demanded the keys.
They just pointed it at him and told him to stay there and we're going to get the keys from him.
They subdued the guard. We were able to get Brandon out of the van, and they disappeared into the neighborhood.
I felt relieved for that point because, you know, everything was okay. He didn't get hurt. No one else got hurt.
It's mind-boggling that she would be willing to put herself, her other son, and Brandon Starks in that kind of harm's way. I mean, someone could have got killed, and here was a mother, you know, not only saying okay to it, but actively participating and helping.
We were concerned that he was armed and dangerous. It was a violent escape.
It's not like he just ran away. I mean, he orchestrated an armed kidnapping of a guard to help spring him free.
First, they just said someone had escaped, but they didn't say no names and nothing. Then they start saying my name and putting the picture up.
They broadcast information about his escape. I mean, it was all over everywhere.
We put a lot of pressure on the family to help us find him.
I felt like I knew when it was coming.
And he knew that we were getting pretty close, so he decided to hightail it out the back door.
It just felt like, get away.
By the time we found out exactly what house he was at, he was gone.
He just wanted to go from friend's house to friend's house.
She calls a friend for help.
I need you to do a favor for me, babe.
But her friend doesn't want to be an accessory to a crime.
He said, I just received a telephone call from Brandon's mother. We were done. She needed to be arrested.
We tell her, you know, look, this is your son. His life is in danger. When these cops see him, they're going to assume he's armed and dangerous.
And once, you know, she realized that she was caught, she had two options: to help us or go to prison.
I'm already in deep, and why not just go ahead and cooperate? We made a mistake.
Then she turned and told on everyone to save her own butt. Sometimes when the guy's on the run, at the end of the day, they don't turn out very nice for the person that's involved, like Brandon.
It was publicized and well known that he was considered armed and dangerous.
I knew I was going to have to go eventually to be with them because they was there for me.
We pull up in the van in front of her house, and he just come walking out the house.
And I seen him walk jumping out the car.
I mean, he had nowhere else to go. We had locked up several of his family members, including his mother. He gave himself up at that point.
Police came in, put me in the handcuffs.
I knew they were mad at him because he had been on the run for so long.
Not just catch him, but everybody involved in this case was brought to justice.
He is sentenced as an adult and receives 13 years in prison. His friend Daniel gets sentenced to 9 years. His friend Christopher gets sentenced to 8 years.
Brandon, come on, hurry up, man.
His brother Curtis, the detention center guard Walter Meadows,
I'll make the disappointment, baby.
and his mother Darlene Starks all receive probation.
Had this young man's father been in his life, I don't know, he might have still got in a little trouble, but it may not have went to the extent that it did. And I certainly don't believe that those other lives would have been affected. The guard lost his job and got a criminal record, so I don't know what his employment is going to look like from this point on out. The 2 kids, they're arrested. The brother that has never had a criminal record, now he's got a criminal record. The mother, she's got a criminal record now. I don't understand why the mother automatically gets the child. I think the system need to open up and have a more unbiased look at who actually should get custody of a child. It's devastating. That's just one example. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Questions, comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Either way, I wish you well.